Today, we'll explore one of the most profound and intriguing concepts in Hindu philosophy: Maya. Maya is often described as the illusion or the veil that obscures ultimate reality. It plays a central role in many philosophical systems within Hinduism, particularly Advaita Vedanta. By the end of this talk, I hope to illuminate the essence of Maya and its significance in understanding life, reality, and self-realization. Maya comes from the Sanskrit root ma, which means to measure, to limit, or to create. In essence, Maya is that which makes the infinite appear as finite, the changeless appear as changing. It is not inherently evil or deceptive but serves as the framework through which we perceive a world of duality, birth and death, joy and sorrow, self and other. The Bhagavad Gita describes Maya as Krishna's divine power, which makes the material world appear real and binding. In Vedantic terms, Maya is the creative force of Brahman, the ultimate reality that manifests as the universe we see and experience. To understand Maya better, let's consider a classic story: the rope and the snake. Imagine you're walking at twilight and see a coiled snake on the ground. You freeze in fear, only to realize upon closer inspection that it's just a rope. This story illustrates the illusion of Maya. The snake, although vividly perceived, does not exist. It is a projection of your mind onto the rope. Similarly, Maya causes us to project names, forms, and dualities onto Brahman, the singular, infinite reality. It veils the true nature of existence and binds us to the cycle of samsara, the endless cycle of birth and death. Maya operates in two ways. 1. Avrana Shakti, veiling power. It conceals the truth of Brahman. 2. Vikashepa Shakti, projecting power. It projects the world of duality and multiplicity. Through these powers, Maya creates the sense of I and mine, leading to attachments and desires. It makes us see ourselves as separate from the rest of existence, which is the root of ignorance or avidya. Hindu cosmology views Maya as the creative energy of Brahman. Through Maya, the universe comes into being, is sustained, and dissolves back into Brahman. The cycle of creation, preservation, and destruction, personified by Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, is the play of Maya. However, Maya is not separate from Brahman. It is dependent on Brahman, much like waves depend on the ocean. This is why Advaita Vedanta asserts that the world is neither absolutely real, Sat, nor absolutely unreal, Asat. It is mithya, or relatively real. There's another enlightening story. A king once asked a sage, "What is the power of Maya?" Single quote. The sage smiled and asked the king to accompany him to a nearby river. As the sage cupped water in his hands, he asked the king to hold his breath and immerse himself. When the king surfaced, he found himself in a completely different world. He was no longer a king but a poor farmer with a wife and children. Years passed in this new life, and he experienced immense joys and sorrows. Then one day, during a drought, he went to the same river and fell into the water. When he surfaced, he found himself back with the sage. Only a moment had passed, but he had experienced an entire lifetime. This story shows how Maya creates a compelling yet transient world, making us forget the eternal truth. To transcend Maya, Hindu philosophy prescribes three main paths. 1. Jnana Yoga, path of knowledge. Through self-inquiry and understanding that the self, Atman, is one with Brahman. 2. Bhakti Yoga, path of devotion. Surrendering to the divine and recognizing the illusory nature of the material world. 3. Karma Yoga, path of selfless action, acting without attachment to results. which helps dissolve the ego born of Maya. The ultimate goal is moksha. Liberation from Maya and the realization of one's true nature is Sat Chit Ananda. Existence, consciousness, and bliss. In conclusion, Maya is not just a philosophical concept but a lens through which we can understand our experiences and challenges. It reminds us to look beyond appearances and seek the truth that underlies all existence. As the Upanishads say, Brahman is real, the world is an illusion, and the self is not different from Brahman.